You're asking me to go to the one place that I swore never to return. Why do you keep fighting?
Because I cannot stop.
I don't like it here.
It's okay, dear. It's just the trees.
Don't go.
What, Father? What awaits me?
Darkness.
Migration means like to move. What we do, Harfoot. We winter in Old Forest. Midsummer we make for Northfield Glen. So the only trouble is there's 100 perils between here and there.
Perils?
Like a danger.
A wonderful thing about this show is the way that we travel to these different worlds. And in these different worlds, there's different heroes, there's different antagonists, there's different drives and motivations. The whole Harfoot community and family just brought such a dimension to these characters.
You have endless optimism, and then you also have the vulnerability. They'd only sort of heard about wolves and trolls and hunters and men, but it hadn't really been a reality. And then all of a sudden...
The secret of all chases is to keep speed up. We're doing 100 miles an hour, tracking with somebody, and you could be doing 20. There's no reference. So I always try and find somewhere that has foreground action.
Vic Armstrong, incredible second unit director for the action scenes, bringing their expertise within the kind of boundaries of what me and the showrunners wanted to achieve was amazing.
We've had a lot of scale work, due to the Stranger being a lot taller than the Harfoots. And the scale team are amazing. What they do is magic. The scale team have done such an incredible job at seeing when and where and how we can act directly opposite each other. I think it's great to be on location because it's good to just go somewhere in reality.
Daniel, who plays the Stranger, and Markella, who plays Nori, I mean, they're two special actors. It's such an important beginning of a relationship between the character that the Stranger turns out to be and obviously the Harfoots are the kind of earlier evolution of what would eventually become the Hobbits. You don't want to disengage the audience when the action starts. That was something that was always like the main driving force behind all the kind of decisions that we're making. The wolf chase with the Harfoots, the incredible sword sparring scene with Galadriel in episode 5.
Kanasta ilda asuva pianta noti mapatiene.
Miv is one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. She comes to light when the cameras are rolling. She's tough, she's a perfectionist. The sparring fight for Miv is a point to case. She spent a lot of time doing that. We talk about fight beats. I think there was over 60 beats for her, which is a single physical move as a beat. She's finished this show being incredibly capable swords person.
It's a two-handed fight, and I have a really uncoordinated left hand, but once again, I come into stunts being like, I can't do that. There's no way I can do it. And they were just like, no, I think you can. But I started doing very simple stuff with two swords, and we do this like heaven and earth thing where you kind of are just going round and round and round in this repetitive motion. And then suddenly, I was being able to do things.
Never known a Smith's aide who could do that.
I think one of the really unique things about this job was that if you weren't filming, you had training 1 to 2 times a day based on what your character was doing.
Guess he's spent his life like growing up crafting swords, crafting armor, and while like I can't come in here and make a whole suit of armor, we've been trying to mimic things in like the world that we live in, you know, trying to mimic things in Middle-earth.
Summon the legions. It is time.
There's something happening in Middle-earth. Evil is on the rise again. And that awakens something in everyone. It gives them food for thought as to what their destiny is.
And I think Isildur is very excited about the prospects of exploring a new world.
Father quite proud that both of them might be serving Numenor together, and worried that I've left my daughter behind.
If Dad goes off to war and he goes with him, then I have no one.
There are a lot of us there. Elendil, Isildur, everyone in their storylines, basically. All of us on the boat together setting off.
Stepping on the ship to all these beautiful Numenorian soldiers in this wonderful shell armor was really amazing. And it was one of the first moments in the series where Galadriel was like, done it. I've actually won this battle.
Season 1 sees all of our different worlds as these isolated little pockets. Over the course of Season 1, a lot of them will be thrown into collision with each other.
So lift your aim. We're going to need another fight to come.
I think Galadriel's striving for a glory that will give her closure. Still seeing the world as pieces of her puzzle that she puts together.
Square the sail for Middle-earth.